Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Blueprints. Unlike most games that I showcase, this is not going to be a game that I am going into blind. After all, I do have a save slot that is already cleared. The credits roll. However, this is an experience that I want to properly share, and in that vein, we will be only utilizing the information the game gives us and ignoring the prior hours I've put into this to create something where anyone who joins in for the stream or the vault can experience the city development as it goes.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
And here we are. Day 1. But only in the event of my death. Simon, welcome to Mount Hall. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please don't mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate, and you may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. My grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck. Herbert S. Sinclair. So we now have the blueprint menu as a map inventory log. Closing the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose one step. You no longer have any steps left. You will be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. Let us begin. Let us tackle the hallway. Was the Whispering are more likely to be locked? Such will keep more to the east. We'll take a look. It's a nice. It will reduce the chances of running into locked doors. Very noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. Scrap paper, or perhaps, most fittingly, journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Let's utilize a spare room here, since it will not take us upward. Let's see what lies within the parlor. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles. I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. Well, press me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests, should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Lowry. Always be at least one box which displays only true statements. Always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box that lies within. The other 2 are always empty. Welcome, Lucy. Congratulations on being first. How are you doing today? There are 3 boxes in this room. To be true. 2 boxes in the room are empty. Also presumably true. This box is one of the 2 empty boxes, which leaves this one being false. So for solving this, we get 2 gems. I'm doing quite well, thank you for asking. Welcome to Blueprints. Right, let us see what options are installed in a northerly fashion. So, take the veranda. It does have further door. Okay, this door is locked presently. Hmm. Also, still here. Hmm. Let's have some luck with this. We'll get 2 keys for the price of 1. In that regard, let's also open this one and see about going further north. Ivory dice. We can re-roll the floor plan. A very useful ability to have in store. The corner will always be left unlocked. We just freely walk in here. Okay, the veranda gives us more items in green rooms. And this room is certainly... Okay. With sledgehammer, we can open things without the use of keys. Very nice. Dice. Locked, we lack a key. Also locked. And we lack a key. As such, let's walk down. Back to the... Actually, back to the beginning. So, we're going to take quite a few of our steps. But we will have to keep an eye on any green rooms that pop up. All of these are going to be dead ends. Poor little hamster. Okay. None refunds steps. Beyond that, that leaves us back at the entrance hall. Okay, don't gloss it. Hopefully, we get another key. Instead, found a key. Nicely what I asked for, but it works, and that's the important thing. Bedroom will give us some steps back. And there's no B side. No, there's no backside to that. Which is perfectly fine, but we get a nice little apple with some additional steps. take the chapel here. We only have one gem, and we are running out of options, even if that does create a dead end of its own volition. Okay, West Wing Hall gives us access to this door as well. I've noticed, June 15th, 1983. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with the wing have not been removed from the pool, the asset staff members refrained from drafting them during this period of mourning. Likewise, any may draft. Okay, this is dead end anyway, so there's no need to value any connections here. A set of car keys. Well, this should be in the garage. Okay. Sinclair, I wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also want to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I didn't expect you to retire the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciate that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly. Okay. Let's utilize the commissary. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. Two of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. We also can recognize that the terminal password begins with an S. Also, it will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Sorry for any inconvenience. Alright, what can we... Let's grab us a shovel. Okay, pantry leads us upwards once again. An apple. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. Okay, so we've seen 2 bananas and 2 apples. We'll take the here. Okay. Let's redraw because this would be quite a dead end. Alright. Take the storeroom to get a key to actually break into the rest of it a little bit more effectively. On our way back, and the chapel will take more from us. It's also claim the salt shaker. We look for... We're going to go all the way up. Let's utilize the den here as our point of breaking in. Okay. There's mention of a computer here. Okay, this is quite an important room then. The game was wonderful at evoking a mysterious tone. The blue memos are true and red memos are lies. What to keep in mind. Okay. Team staff notice. The antigen has been unlocked and access levels are no longer required to gain entry. So, that's a lie. Key access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors you say will also be more likely to be locked as you progress. Door. Okay. And there's nothing currently lying. There's nothing currently lying in the house that has all been collected. No. If doors are doors within the estate, they can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. It's currently operational. So, all the low setting, 5 or 6 with the high setting. Mode supplements the default setting, the security doors will be set to power is lost during a blackout, for example. There's no safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working on the estate. Oh. No reason to mess with me this presently. So up here. Not great, but it does. Guide us away a little further. Likewise, the dining room itself is free. Okay, can we go upward? We cannot. Alright, with that, the only thing we can do is utilize the shovel and see what things the few dig spots we found might contain. oversized turnip. And a coin. However, you require a key, and it seems there is no such salvation today. Okay, so our first day was a mid-sized inn with 5 bedrooms. We did not reach the antechamber in the end. Okay, that is the same. If we can get a little bit deeper in. Okay, so that is not the case. And then there is false, but we'll still explore more to the right moment. Okay, 1 key for entering the bedroom. Okay. This ends with this particular path ends with a storeroom. Okay. Courtyard grants us another sledgehammer, so if we see any padlocks, we're covered in that yard at least. And it takes us upward. So, this box is a black box, false. Of course, the blue box also false, which means aims to be black has the gems. Okay. Reasonable thus far. Did not. And patio yet. Very location, we discover small amounts of dirt in certain rooms of the estate, but several women be able to excavate these suspicious dig spots. Right. There's going to be a dead end. Let's at least take the closet. Likewise, if we need to return to the entrance hall, we might as well Try and circle around it for these rooms. So, observatory. Fixed stars is Argo's Combined Constellations by Richard Waite. By Fen Airy. Bird and Sons, published in 1809. Preface. This book contains a complete starbase, a list of constellations and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible. There's more than one on a single day. This book, as a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. The North Star provides 1 gold, wins 2 chunks of it at the entrance hall. Slice adds 3 steps. Diamondus Minor is 1 gem. The classrooms with 4 doors are more common today. Apples are extra delicious. Clavis, the key, provides a key. Diamondus Major is 5 gems. Deluxus, the dead, creates where dead end rooms are more common today. The sale puts everything 50% off. L'Orealis, Bloom of the Sky, makes green rooms more likely to contain special flowers. Right. Okay. Oh, annual. We're pointing further upward. And now we can take a look at the star. Providing us with a singular gold coin. Singular, but appreciated. Okay. Last time we were heavily impacted by a need for keys, so let us offset that to the best of our ability today. We have not visited the kitchen yet. Offers. Okay, so we can get a preview of what will be in the dining room. What our stake that as a bonus we have a showroom. Okay. I do like how much of the area outside is also properly crafted. Okay, this is going to be a dead end as well. Let's. What is in the utility closet? Bowling of breakers which may result in unexpected loss of floor plan functionality. These called DC power if you require assistance. Okay. Okay. Gymnasium denied us steps. We'll turn the garage on to enable its functionality. And we'll see if we experience the garage. I didn't know it's a trunk here. Plastic. Another set of dice. And some more coin. This is a dead end. We can. If we take the chef salad, that'll give us a fair few coins to our name. Not coins, steps. Okay, over to the hallway, and then back. Entrance hall, wherein we have a singular path forward, but at least we have some dice. Then okay, we'll take the guest bedroom tool. That gives us the key card. The only way forward here would be security. Let's take a look at the present estate inventory. Nothing. Laboratory would be nice. Be nice to see what the labs within the terrorists have, but we need path upward first and foremost. And as such, chapel it is. East Wing Hall. Like that grants us a corridor. Just enough mobility. Gain access to forward momentum once again. Okay, the dining room gives us a way forward at the moment. Without needing to utilize gems. Conference room is in new. Spreading item. Sometimes rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of the rooms currently on your estate. If you have a conference room, spread items are gathered into that room. And with this on our list, safe code 9083. So meeting adjourned, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. Now for the office. That room offers us something that goes upward at least. I'll toss the middle. One again. Only the buildings were actually connected to something. We did turn off the power in the gymnasium, which does in fact remove its function. There was a time for a passageway. Theoretically, would be now. Okay. Just it's as it appears, effectively. Before we utilize that key, let's make sure. Let's check how many doors are locked here presently. We are forced to take the maid's chamber. I've noticed the day we all treated has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. In following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November 6th. Okay. That's for the workshop. A broken lever. Will be useful. Stones cut by hand and letters wrought. To spell our secrets carved from thought. A message read is often lost. Among the bold words spoken soft. The note is read, the letter is not. Nothing we can utilize here presently. Most notables contain the prize. Good to be aware of. Okay, before we go marching all the way there. I just realized I opened the wrong door. Sims won't help me, so let's see what the building is all about. So this is mathematicians needing mathematics here. Looks additions practicing multiplication division. So it's not in sequence. Of one. I'm guessing the one that it's pointing towards. One is one of these two, so that'll be 4 and. Oh, okay, that's second portion. While of mine is 5. And multiplication. I assume it's in sequence rather than proper order of operations, given the order they're introducing things. There are 2 keys for us. I'm definitely interested in having a connection to the antechamber, so we have the archives. Okay. We cannot access the antechamber without other tools. Okay. August 22nd, 85. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Published writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that a picture book, Swimbird, had been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning this prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success. The niece and closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair, Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the potential associations that one might make with the Sinclair family. On January 27th of 86, Swimbird author never considered herself a success. Like Gail Hermes, Herald staff writer, he invited my son was the one who actually got me to start writing. I'd always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime, and so as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there. Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red. Similar that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed that book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. November 11th of 86, publisher and author detained by Red Guard and questioned. Caleb Manning as publisher Philip White were 2 of 3 dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility of the attack, it is widely believed by authorities to be the work of the insurgent group RNCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Buffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumours in a statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance, whatever that means. This would not be the first time that the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, but the charges were later dropped. Marigold drops publisher. Local author and public personality Marion Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner, Buffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, whom Marigold has past referred to as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. Manning and White at press function was seen at the corner. Division's bag under waved down the local man. This is the 3rd major last year anticipated. Charged by the Crown, and was last. Trial begins on Tuesday, ready to last up to with grand treason. November 22nd of 87. A trace is discovered of sinker errors, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marion Marigold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the Hundred Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Mrs. Jones never arrived home and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned but have not deemed the case foul play. It's not a character incident at this point, and we are seeking information. Precious jewels stolen in dramatic royal museum heist. Thieves in the royal capital of Fen Ares have broken into one of the Crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage. Access has never been granted to those outside noble circles, at least not till today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds, searching for clues. Museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued the royal guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Though an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Orinda Ares, priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. That is locked. We do have the keycard to access this side. I know that the wait room. Yeah, but we'll put our faith in the archive's plan, and it did not pan out. Today's a good day because Simon is at camp and he is not as much fun as my friends. I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he is at camp. Herbie is mean and really stupid, and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. I also had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission, and writing mean things in it too. I also threw away my modelled airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me. Today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book, even though he is older. He is a crybaby. Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college and I get to finally return to him the book I took from him a long time ago. Hopefully he finds it as hilarious as I do. I also have no idea how he survived sharing a room. All things being said, not any other way, I still would rather have had a sister. Not on the diploma, and welcome home. Simon. Okay. Enjoy the pair of bananas. Paddle. Every door being locked. And we're putting our faith in the archive store plan again. Okay. Visual accounts. Money and gems amounts will not reach at the end of the day, and they cannot be adjusted or used until tomorrow. Not for staff use. Master Claire's personal freezer. Have we? There are a couple of things that are... Well, we get to start the day with some additional coins, which is rather nice in its own way. But I think that in turn leaves us with no way forward. So this time we built a red inn. 5 bedrooms and 6 bedrooms. Okay. Thing number 3. Okay, let's use this to get ability. Then in turn, pantry, moving us again, a little bit more north. Once more, the den. Let's move closer to the outer chamber and gives us 3 doors to work with. Or doors to work with, technically. Okay, let the corridor to give another room. Floor. Okay, partner again gives us way up. All the boxes contain gems. The other 2 boxes contain gems. All this box contains gems. Only one contains the gems, which means only one possible answer. They're also locked. Time to go all the way back around. We have a little bit more leeway over here. Okay. We've not had the drawing room yet. Yeah, we can... Okay. Drawing floor plan. These are click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans, from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items in rooms that allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Such as, we want... Let's give it a redraw. The observatory is quite useful for building up momentum across runs. So here we would get Queen. With that, we Just take the knock to get a key here. We already have the hallway. Well, there's a dead end anyway. Let's use the closet to get some items on the way back. Here we are back in the entrance hall. We'll give this a redraw, try to get something that goes further, which is not the best option for that, since its bonus only applies when we go quite deep. We do want to try to hold off on utilizing gems. Presently, we do have more coins available to us. Well, I suppose that idea a little bit short. That's fine. We'll try to keep at least one key on us. The key to the secret garden. Interesting. He does not fit. The only way, the only thing that connects it all is the billiard room. Okay. In 8 plus 3 plus 2 is 13. 11 minus 3 brings us to 6. 12. 7 is 5 times 4 is 20. 6 minus 3 is 2. Multiplied by 2 brings us to 4. Wait, no. That was silly of me. I mean, I thought it goes back to 6. Somewhere the wires got crossed. You've not seen the nursery yet. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. Prince had a love, all things red. It's the only true colour, Prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. He never looked up for fear of the new. He had heard the sky was not a red hue. He always had a book to turn his eyes down. He was ever outside. Clouds went around. Do you know which book Prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad. A story he had read. Bath, bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was a story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. Story about you that needs to be said. About a red prince and his book. The red book we just read. Alright, we have... We have some keys we can utilize in the parlor. Key does not fit here either. The only way this continues going is if we utilize the passageway. Gun key does not fit here either. We've not seen the rail. We've not seen the weight room before, and it does open some doors. It's just... It will take a lot of our steps away. That is a dead end. It seemed to have anything. Okay. First things first, we need to reclaim steps if we want to do anything here. So this lets us go north or a bit that will be quite useful here. Oh. We'll get access to the secret garden. Hmm. Hmm. Trees and orange tree. Okay. Pointed at that moon, what happens? Oh. Great possible access to the antechamber. Daunting. Okay. So let's see what's in the wine cellar. Just wine and 3 gems. Very fair. From this point, we have created a series of dead ends. Will bring us to a conclusion. Right, let's call it a day. An ordinary inn. 6-bedroom. Okay. Luck for keys is routinely a breaking point for us. Right, color takes us upward again. Purchase of car keys. This box and the white box are both empty. This box and the blue box are both empty. Notice statements have identical wording. They do not, which means they both can be true. Leaving us with Jen. Almost moves us forward. We don't have coins to actually utilize here. Why is the only thing that really lets us move? The result between the den and the courtyard is the same. We have no coins, which I would actually take away from us. Utilize a bedroom since the pantry provides coins, which the chapel could very easily take away. hallway provides with more doors to utilize. And possibly another backup way upward. Coin purse. Next 3 coins gain additional 1 interest. Alright. What do I get us multiple doors to work with? I think keeping that pathway. No, we definitely need as many possible doors as we can get here. Presently locked. Also presently locked. Of the two, I am far more comfortable utilizing the here. Right, time to walk back to the hallway and go for a hunt for some keys. Not even giving us some abilities of seeing. I'm willing to take the storeroom. We fundamentally need a nice guaranteed key. Likewise down here. We can utilize a walk-in closet. Get some with a key, gem refund, and some dice. Very appreciated. Otherwise, I'm willing to turn this into a dead end. Alright, let's see if that gives us more stability. within. Let's explore the doors from the entrance hall. We're going to be start with keys very swiftly. I never looked at what was in here. Well, I only had money at the time. We'll grab something on the way back. Door number 1. Okay, we've not taken the coach yet, at least. Right in here. For a later date. Okay, so turning off the power does not actually help with the dark room. The car keys away and try to grab the coat check alongside a runway near the garage. We have 2 keys to try to reliably break through. The rest of the manor. Observatory gets us somewhere, at least. 3 stars, which amounts to lights for some additional steps. What is the kitchen? At least we have a reasonable amount of gems at the moment. A lot of it really comes down to just having freedom of movement. Proving elusive here. Okay, we've not seen all yet. Ooh. Draft pool is your deck of potential floor plans. Each time you draft, the random floor plans are drawn from the draft pool you select from. Also, drawing a specific floor plan may differ depending on the room. Rooms are more rare than others. Plans added to the draft pool are removed at the end of the day, unless otherwise stated, and no running. Visual steps, but it won't really. Alright. You can utilize this for a degree of curiosity. Briefly. Our ability to The deeper in has been foiled. Turn the power back on in the dark room. Is there anything in there? Print notes. I just requested yet another print of her ladyship. I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as in a large print of the enclosed photograph. The last room was too dark to keep an eye on, so keep an eye on that. Okay, something carved into a tree. May. Finger comb. Otherwise. That seems unreadable presently. Okay. There's more to find here. We have an ordinary villa with seems nothing really focused on with that run, which is fine. We did run into some very swift dead ends. All right. Okay. In the move through the chapel where we have no coins is far more enticing. Likewise, let's make sure we have. Okay, in that case, we make this a dead end. With how much he's communicating us. Having a room wherein we can guarantee that remains unlocked is heavily for the best. So, gems are in the white box. Only one box contains gems, guaranteed to be true. Only one box is true. Okay. So, you fundamentally have to be false, because you're true. If you're false, though, there's no direction on where the gem may be, so our best bet, given that one is demonstrably true, and one is demonstrably false. Wait, no. Hold on. Okay, so this one, so we have a logical structure here. We presume that this one is false. There was a second blue box. That means this one, which means it's in the white box. Presume. No, that is just demonstrably false because that implies it is the true one, which means there will be multiple boxes of gems. Now we get to see where forward we get to further go. Bedrock provides us with some coins. Hmm. Want us to gain more resources if we are taking a dead end. We need you to go north, which the north permits. Likewise, the drawing room allows us to continue our ascent with a nice license to reroll. We will not need it, for the spare room provides us with what we need in the moment. Okay. Finally have the garage. 3 keys. Christoph, this is the 3rd time this month you and the guy have been calling when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for his lordship, your absences must be accounted for. So... we're being outside. The whiskey has been permanently unlocked. Changes do not reset each day. Consider the parties. We have some coins. We can make an offering. Coins may result in bestowal of beneficial blessing that would last for several days. The chef. We shouldn't have a spread that you do each day. An additional dish. Dining room. Every day. Okay. We want to utilize. So we know the patio. Open gate. Wonderfully scenic. Campsite. So the rules set forth in your great uncle's will, you are not allowed to stay in the state overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You can also any time for the blueprint name to return to the campsite for the night. Not have a code for padlock. There's another place that's blocked off. Okay. We've explored the outside. Or maybe not. We have a darker area with boxes. Otherwise, we can return to try to make our way through the east wing. That plan immediately goes out the window. Okay, mind if I do that? We want to get a magnifying glass in the dark room together. Otherwise, I don't think there are any documents. Presently. Okay, that was quite the short attempt, but a little cottage. Still. Okay. There's some more intrigue around the garage. We're getting two special items to start the day. Metal detector, rituals of finding keys and coins, and a sledgehammer. Quite a reasonable start, I feel. So, into the estate. We'll get to use the sledgehammer. And more gems. Pantry. This will also go upward. Now, let's make it storeroom. Grab what we can. We'll take the knock. Okay. Library is new. The house directory is a great resource for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, press article directory. Two walls of stories of wall books surround the reader in this room, exhibiting either a bountiful spring of knowledge or typical interior design sensibilities of the wealthy. Two books have been withdrawn from the shelves and placed on rostrum stands in various corners of the library. Okay. Not only library books request form, library use only. Books request for this form will be pulled and available the next time you draft the library. This is going to Reddington, Swinburne, the Big Stars, History of India, Public News Manual, or Drafting Strategy. See about drafting strategy. A better time of getting through the maze of rooms, not only records. The longest day was half an hour. Getting 262 steps, 13 keys, quite a bit of gold. Quite a bit more font of bedrooms than anything else, it seems. We have a 100% record on billiard rooms and parlors. And on the other side of things, we have scrapbook. Wisdom clip, okay. Okay, there's definitely a focus on the orchard here. Okay, I'm interested to see how the scrapbook will develop over time. In the meantime, see what we can draft from the library. Hmm. No, they really were not kidding when they said less common. I'd like to see what sort of new rooms we can get here. Great Hall purchasing plan for Thursday, November 12th. Okay. Point on drafting strategy. Drafting spectrum. Blueprints are more than just blue. Come as no surprise that the first color that comes to mind when speaking of blueprints. Blue. And while it is true most architectural plans and designs are found on blue paper, it's not the only color on which blue plans are drafted. In fact, originally they were not blue at all. Hundreds of years ago, the chemicals used to create floor plans caused coated paper to turn black when exposed to light. This raven hue, perhaps more fitting to the reign of Horus, was suddenly more difficult to affix in architects' revision edits tool, and so blue was proposed as an ideal replacement, as it had no political ties to any of the realms. By the Fourth Era, all floor plans were being printed on blue paper. Over the years, the fear of political connotation deferred to innovation, and the use of colored prints eventually became popular with engineers and architects, who used hues as a way to differentiate various types of buildings and rooms. Violet prints, for example, are only used when creating plans for a bedroom. An orange floor plan will immediately inform a contractor that the print contains designs for a hallway. In this issue of drafting strategy, we'll explore the different features of each type of floor plan and look at the underlying connections by each room to its color. Most violet dreams, the bedroom is often referred to as the heart of the home, and with good reason. It is the place where people can rest during a long day, where they can kick up their feet for a bit and recharge their batteries. Architects always use violet bordered floor plans for bedrooms, and the comforting purple hues encountered while drafting usually let the weary traveler know they have found a room in which they can rest up. Architects may wish to utilize bedroom strategies if they are the type who love to explore and backtrack frequently. Having access of steps usually affords bedroom enthusiasts some ability to be more carefree with their plans for the day. So, bedrooms also with steps typically have only one additional door. Bedrooms are likely, I'm not interested with two other purple rooms. The nursery which we found in the servants' halls we've not. We've not seen yet. Indoor verdure. Green rooms are a wonderful way to bring the outdoors inside and provide a breath of fresh air for the home. Abundance of plant life, rich soil, and natural resources in these spaces make them extremely appealing for architects who enjoy gardening in open spaces. These floor plans are extremely synergistic, and strategy centered around green will often involve drafting as many of this color as possible. The more green rooms you're able to draft in your house, the more powerful their effects will become. Additionally, these spaces are more likely than other types of rooms to contain piles of dirt for digging. They also do with gems, typically have 2 to 3 doors, so they are very rarely a dead end, often have extra items, and with each other, as well as the shovel and the watering can. Found the shovel nor the watering can. Bedroom is the heart of the home, and the hallways are the arteries, serving as diverging paths that branch out. Hold on. You've seen the test, but we're not taking it yet. The dead end. And the foyer. You've also not seen yet. Serving as diverging paths that branch out to connect different parts of the house and lead visitors to their intended destination. While these orange corridors are often overlooked, as one travels through them, they are a vital component of any house. The numerous doors found in each hall provide the means to add more rooms to your house. The more hallways you have, the less likely you are to draft yourself into a dead end. Hallway strategies are ideal for the architect who prefers more rooms and flexible options for expansion over pure resources. As with keys, have a large number of doors attached. Rarely have items in them, but synergize with the foyer, as we see, a lockpick kit which we've not seen, as well as a hall pass, also not seen. golden trims, shops are an essential part of any large estate, providing a convenient place for the staff and the residents. Purchase items without having to leave the property. Only at least one of these floor plans in your house will provide you with an outlet. Any coins that are found during the day, it doesn't involve generating lots of gold, will usually want to draft multiple shop rooms to expand the range of shopping opportunities. These floor plans are bordered with shades of gold, enhancing the sense of luxury and refinement in the shopping experience. Whether it's a quick snack or a high-end fashion item, having a well-placed shop within the estate can greatly enhance the quality of life of the entire household. As with coins, usually have one additional door, never have 3 items, and synergize with the coin purse, which we found, one that we've not, and the vault, which we've not. The rooms are a daring addition to any home, providing a small element of danger that can excite and thrill both residents and visitors. While these rooms come with a certain level of risk, they also offer the potential for substantial returns as they provide as many doors as they do opportunities. Architects who are willing to take the plunge and draft a red room are often rewarded with a unique and striking space that leaves a lasting impression on those who enter. Just like in life, taking risks can be intimidating, but those who dare to venture outside their comfort zone can reap the greatest reward. Among those items typically have 3 to 4 doors, which is with the shelter, tomato soup, and skilled players. Prismatic rooms. You may on rare occasions notice some floor plans that have more than one color in their design. These rooms are unique in that they simultaneously share all the characteristics of each type of room associated with those colors. For example, a floor room with a violet and gold border would be best described as a bedroom shop, while an orange and green one might contain a corridor of greenery and plants. The aquarium is a very useful multicolor floor plan that supports all of the color-based strategies listed in this volume. For example, it can give you bonus steps for having a nursery as well as being unlocked for having a foyer. The main symbol was a red bedroom. Well, as we reach the end of this volume of drafting strategy, we hope you have found valuable insights and colourful inspiration for your next architectural project. The purples of our dreams, the reds of our fears, we believe that no ambition for an architect is too brave and no design is too colourful. To achieve our goals, we must delve deep into the spectrum, drawing upon all colours and ideas of daring merit. At the end of the day, colour is just another tool, some willing to express their own creativity, some hoist it up as a display of their own power. We usually calculate great sums, but all of us want to find a colour we can call our own. This is Writing Strategy Volume 1. We requested Volume 5, I believe. The drafting series will be able to choose a brand new floor plan to permanently add to your draft pool. So, Lime is a quaint floral sitting room surrounded entirely by tinted glass panes. It was ideal for tea in the afternoon or getting some sun without the hassle of going outside. Clock Tower. Although its access to Mount Holly's clock tower has always been heavily restricted. Time is sacred, and any tampering of the estate's governing timepiece has never been risked. Or the dormitory. These small swimming quarters devoid of frills and distractions are ideal for the student, scholar, or denizen of academia who wishes to focus their studies without interruption. Let's take the clock tower. Is able to invest in other things that affect the following day. Might be quite enjoyable. And again, speaking of preparing for the next day, observatory. Granting us a refunded gem for accessing the room. Well, it's a dead end. We have 1 die, and I think it easily save steps when traveling longer distance across the estate and grounds. Well, looks like we get it now, and we have to do quite a bit of backtracking. We have a reasonable number of resources at present. Bedroom gets us right where we need to be, right with some progress forward. power to get some additional gem. Cost of this. The little box with a statement. The white box does not have a statement. Okay, so this is true. False, meaning it is in the white box. Okay, we'll at least know that this will be unlocked, allowing us to focus. Okay, utilize access to security. Have we overlooked anything? There is a coin, which is in this very room. Okay. We have not seen the laboratory in a position where we can reliably take it. As such, we're taking it now. In cooling curves. Feels like there's some additional text there. Require a magnifying glass to be able to decipher. Deposition power piped in from the boiler room. It will be accessed via the security terminal. Then we work over at Single Labs, but got sent over here for a month to assist more with a new turbine test. Need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been able to find the laboratory on the estate. It was for success on that front. This is typical, and if so, how do you get any work done? Well, before I arrived, I was briefed on the way doors work, but I must admit I did not expect to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Any tips from my fellow technicians will be appreciated. Kimberly Thompson. Okay. And also you are free to experiment by testing and combining different mechanics to create an original and unique house feature that will last until the end of the day. Hmm. Let's take the next one to unlock trunks. We do have the sledgehammer and one go into our allowance permanently, because we do like that word permanently. Accept the chapel, but will. Hmm. little bit early for the freezer, as I would like to keep these available for the next day. I'll also be heavily throwing the day away in the process. We have access to so many more methods of accruing gold and gems. Only gives us multiple tools to work with. Okay, Billiard room is a little bit more reachable in that regard. Okay. 19 minus 14 is 5. 7 multiplied by 2 creates 14. 6, that leaves vision here. 3. Okay. 10 minus 1. Well, 11 minus 1 is 10. Times 10 is 100 divided by 20 brings us to 5. Silver key. I wonder what the silver key leads to a room with as many doors. Or room with many doors. Okay. This is going for an east wing hall. Before we go in there, what? Speaking of bread, the office is new as a whole. Concept 11, the greenhouse is broken again. I don't think there is enough time to put in another work order before Simon arrives, so just make sure the west-east levers are operational. Okay. Upgrade this. With one of the SHMs, probably upgrade one of your floor plans. Okay. So, spare bedroom, spare green room, or spare hall. Hmm. I 100% more mobility. It will definitely turn that into a hall. We don't have servants called or maid. Famous currently on the estate. Okay, that should put everything. Bridget, please check if any books matching these titles are available for purchase in Reddington. Fight of the Queen, March of the Count, Fall of the Lord, Passing of the Barons, Herrings of the Mage Hab. A little double reading the Baron's writings. I'm not certain if the last title is intended to be hearings or herrings, but knowing her, I expect either would be suitable. Okay. Office safe. Safe code is not. Okay. We know it's not, but we don't know what it means. We do not have the key card presently. Okay. We need to make very good use of the commissary. In theory. Okay, we can make use of the magnifying glass. We know there's at least one thing that caught our eye in that regard. Meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. Was in the laboratory that I think I noticed something that use this. Thought. Cooler is unaffected. Um, okay. Okay. Good thing we have the magnifying glass here. So what does the notebook have to say? Staff services. Staff announcements. Everyone else has access to this network this month except you, Simon. So if you're reading this, just know we're all rooting for you, your friends and faithful service. A schedule change. As we move forward, all work has been suspended at Mount Holding and all domestic staff has been placed on extended paid leave in accordance with the instructions left by the old man himself. See Mrs. Babbage for more details. Special orders. If you'd like to get a specific brand of gum or your favorite fruit, the commissary is now taking special orders for all members of the staff. Magnifying glass in there. Person who could not allow access to the literal mail account. Access via the office. Okay. Good to know. Person elaborate on your online shelter is offline. Data transfers. You are not currently available. Glossary of terms. Oh my. Okay. Look ahead with this. We may be at a point where we cannot really make more progress today, but we can at least access the mail via the office. Okay. Done and damage. We have not left me any instruction for the following week, and you know how much I hate leaving critical plans up until the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for holdings, please pass the message on to me, either through Hartley, who is valeting the weekend, or if you absolutely insist through this confounded electronic typewriter. Okay, hold on. The VSC indicator lights or instructions have been turned on. However, it should be noted that the white indicator is only displayed after syncing all 6 indicators to purple. If it is not the desired functionality, let us know. We will fix it in our regular service visit next week. Okay, PC power. Yeah, but we just want to let you know that the changes you requested to your will have been implemented and notarized. Termination, God forbid, should bear fruit. Rest assured that your plans will be executed down to the last detail. Squire, McKinley, and McDougal. Okay, yeah, this is the correct functionality. And when you're out again next week, please test the correct sequence is off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Thanks for the due diligence on this project. Off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Hmm. There are no trolls currently on the estate, I presume. Most unfortunate. Alright, let's call this a day. An east-facing villa. Yeah, we really did end up very heavily on the east. But that's fine. Such is the nature of experimentation. Foundation not reset each day. Hmm. Let's find out. elevator up there. Do not presently have the gem for the rubbish room. Putting a bedroom here to allow us to backtrack reliably. So, this will be a dead end no matter what I do. Let's guarantee a mix of things. Pudding, broken leather. We find the greenhouse. Be particularly useful. Okay. The observatory gives us some degree. Okay. The food was more common today. Very nice to have the right out of the gate. This is certainly playing a dangerous game. We don't have the keys to really law. That in full. A one coin instead of a gem presently. Because this would be a dead end regardless. I have a key card. Okay. Are you just really open? You are. We'll put pantry here for some more access to resources. As for you, given the options and how many subs we presently have, we'll just embrace the parlor here. The blue box with a statement containing the letter U. The blue box is true. The blue box with a statement containing the letter B. And they all contain the letter B. Please. Wait, no, hold on. This is false, because that would eliminate both of these, which would leave... Could be below. If that was false, they all would be invalidated. Which is not exactly the way this game has been functioning, or the way the rules of the game work at all, frankly. Okay, this is to go upward. Treasure map. And a navigational company. Treasure map ported at 6 up and 2 to the left. Or 2 from the left, rather. So diagonally up, left, twice from the bedroom. We've not had the rotunda before, and I would like to keep steps that I have presently. Oh, but you can also rotate the floor plans here. Billiard room is still just a fine option as things stand. So that's 3. We're not doing these right. So that's 4 times 2, creating 8. 7 times 4 divided by 14, giving us 2. 12 minus 4 is 8, times 2 is 16, divided by 16 is 1, giving us 2 more keys. Entering the corridor will be unlocked at this point. It's actually quite nice. We don't have the gem for the secret passage. We can at least access the library and read our new book. The book is actually volume 3, previously taken out by Kimberly Thompson, being very confused by trying to get to the laboratory. Very fair. With him, to the ambitious young architect, a fresh blueprint represents a world of boundless possibilities. You know, so as a blank canvas, you have unlimited potential and ideas to explore. With an abundance of options at your disposal, the architect can also become overwhelmed by the countless choices and decisions that should really be made. But after a hallway or a closet, how many bedrooms do I need in my house? Is passageway really worth 2 gems? All these questions can compound, adding layers of complexity and stress to the design process. It is even more important to develop simple and effective strategies you can employ while drafting your house to ensure a successful project outcome. In this volume of Architectural Digest, we aim to provide architects with some of these strategies and even assist them in developing their own. Gems, gems, gems. Every architect needs them. Although many architects employ different strategies when developing their house designs, many of them agree on one guiding principle. Have gems while drafting. One of the most common ways architects draft themselves into a corner is by not having the resources they need when opening a new door. Like the gems to consider all 3 presented options, you may be forced to draft a room you do not want. With this predicament, focus on drafting rooms that grant you gems, and prioritize acquiring gems early in the day as you can. Approach is a surefire way to set yourself up for success. Please submit to gem strats. Make sure you check for gems in the room you are in before clicking the door. Make sure this way too much. Think about saving some gems for emergencies, or just only spend them if I really need a room. I will never have passageway on the first 5 ranks. Simple strat that has served me well. For sale, any of the shops buy them out. And don't pass up wine till even you're not thirsty. There's no such thing as too many gems. We have a bit of a problem. Planning your house. When you begin drafting a house, it's important to start each day with a solid foundation. Draft early ranks first. The very common mistake beginners make is drafting in a straight line north and ignoring that many unopened doors they've left behind the entrance hall and rooms of the early ranks. When these architects reach the higher ranks, they quickly discover they do not have enough keys or gems to continue. Their day usually ends by returning to the lower ranks to draft from the doors they skipped, only to find rooms and items that would have made all the difference if they had only been found earlier in the day. As those on the right demonstrate, even a path of rooms that snakes through the house and does not go in a straight line can also be structurally weak if you are leaving lots of unopened doors in the ranks behind you. By starting each day on a strong foundation of rooms on the early ranks, you will have a much better chance of finding success when you eventually start heading further into the house. Drafting combos. Another aspect to consider when planning your house is the order in which you draft rooms. Since if you draft cloister before terrace, it will be down 3 gem, but if you draft them in the reverse order, cloister will be free. Designing a synergistic pair of floor plans is an essential first step, but determining the optimal order for drafting these rooms will provide you with an additional advantage, significantly improving your chances of success. So, foyer drafting for a Great Hall would mean that all of its doors would be unlocked. Nice. Plotting bunk room after nursery will give you an extra 10 steps because it counts as 2 separate bedroom triggers. What about a constantly trigger gold spread from office if you draft a conference room? And the more items you have, the greater your chance of being able to put contraption in the workshop. Okay. Making a connection. Two-bed goals are the only form of room synergy. You will find some floor plans only work by drafting other specific rooms. These rooms are powerful on their own, but can become very useful when their connectivity is eventually discovered. The utility closet is a perfect example of this. It doesn't do anything by itself, but it can literally power up or down other rooms you've drafted in your house. With the garage, it powers the garage door and grants west path access. The option turns lights back on after blowing fuels, and Jason turns lights off to prevent step loss. Example of connectivity include her ladyship's chamber. More similar examples are the boudoir with the boudoir and the walk-in closet. The room connects ducts from room to room, on steam-powered specific destinations in the house. The laboratory, garage. Well, the laboratory, garage, laundry room, furnace, and pump room all have uses. Steam power. Okay. Well, the garage gets from steam power. Speaking of pumping, this room controls the water level throughout rooms in the estate and can interact directly with the pool, aquarium, greenhouse, kitchen, and several other features located outside of the main house. In the kitchen, you can check which course is being served in the dining room that day, to allow you the opportunity to draft specific rooms that will make the meal even more delicious. First counting as 2 bedrooms, bunk room also counts as 2 rooms. This will increase the amount of steps granted by master bedroom, the amount of gold spread by the room, and the amount of keys found in the servants' quarters. Use hall puzzle in billiard room or parlor, the difficulty will increase slightly the next time you draft that room. Noted. Because you didn't find any items in a room when you first explored it, doesn't mean that'll be the case the next time you draft it. If drafting freezer, it enters an automated cooldown and freezing cycle during which it cannot be drafted for the next 48 hours. If you are stuck or don't know what to do in a specific room, so it is smart to move on. There are multiple ways to solve many of the challenges you will come across, and there's a very good chance you will find a piece of information down the road which may help. When in doubt, draft rooms you have never seen before. If you don't think the rooms seem very useful, we hold useful clues and information that can help you on your journey. More from the editor. Although with this volume we have provided our readers with many potential strategies and tricks to try, we here at Architectural Digest hope that aspiring architects know there truly is no set blueprint for success. Forging your own path and coming up with your own unique strategies will, in our humble opinion, always provide the best results. Each architect has his own favourite room, each builder his own favourite tool, and thus each player in turn will develop their own style of play and discover their own secrets and tricks they can share with the world, or keep to themselves. Whatever strategies you employ, we wish you best of luck drafting and hope you build the house of your dream. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll grab the freezer. We won't immediately activate it. That's fine. Let's see what lies behind the locked door today. We'll use the archives. Also, make sure we draft. Yeah. We know we can't take this, don't want this, which means the archive plan is the one that's left. Creating a dead end is fine. We have the keycard here at least. And we are forced into the gymnasium here. Let's see what's further down, possibly. Okay, well, in the end, we are forced to take the gymnasium anyway. Not seen the furnace yet. Has it been full? Yeah, that's enough. Currently, minus. Oh, okay. The longer we wait, it'll increase. Balance will change. And the furnace itself is enough to heat things up. Up to 3 degrees. Oh. Quite a few secrets lurking in here as it warms up. It's enough to walk in now. It also was a finally out of cold storage, or at least as many as we could fit in the surrounding walls of the grotto off of East Drive. The last few days have been very busy, but I'm glad I was able to take a short break from gardening to help Randolph install the network. It was, after all, the least he could do, since it was I who suggested the final location. We decided that we are going to store the 2 unused servers here in Mount Holly's freezer. These servers readily accessible placement should any of the primary consoles fail. Alright, need to wait for things to heat up further. There's another portion to this. What's important? That's fine. Things are learned. Okay, this one is locked. You are also locked. As such, we'll open the one that goes south to a little bit more. Wise. An end in its own right. Alright. Moving to see what we're drafting here at all. And it's locked anyway. Alright. So we'll get to start the next day with 4 coins. Red Villa of Fire and Ice. We'll go one more day. And then we'll call it a night. Okay. Let's try. Hold on. This determination. Dear Mr. Ravan, your half-hearted dedication and maintenance of the grounds have been greatly appreciated. However, I regret to inform you that your service as the groundskeeper at Mount Holly will no longer be required, effective immediately. This decision has been made after careful consideration is based upon repeated observations and documented instances of neglect The performance of your duties. Is the green rooms in particular has deteriorated significantly over the last few months, reflects poorly on the rest of the staff. We are required to vacate the hold by the 20th of March, ensuring all tools and equipment belonging to the estate are returned to the tool shed in good condition. Our final wages will be settled promptly upon completion of these instructions. We thank you for your time and service, and wish you the best in your future endeavors. Anne Babbage, House Manager. Alright then. Alright. So, let's take the advice of the book. Make use of the resources granted to us. And actually flesh out the starting point. Comes in the box, on a box with a statement. Gems are in the black box. So this, or any box with a statement. So this is forms. If this one is false, that means it has to be in the white, which also makes this false, use of the notional statement. If this one is true, this one's false, that means the gems are in here. Okay, let's keep things nice and connected to the best of our ability. We'll use the drawing room. Unfortunately, we can't use both doors of it, but it's still the best option we're presented with. Okay, utilizing the den here. We do want, given, well, we do want a nursery just elsewhere. Being given the breaker box, offered dark room, storm, actually white, day. Get E. Okay. We would like to be able to explore a little bit more downward from here, so Filial room helps with that considerably. First comes the coin. So, 17. 12 divided by 4 creates 3. 4 and 16. 5. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, 12. 1 is 11. 1 times 1. 4 times 2 brings us back to 4. All right. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Does flipping the switch like this actually work, or does it... Or do we have to... Honestly, that really does work. Excellent. Comes with battery pack. Okay, is it anyway? So let's make it a closet. Granting us a die, and the rabbit's got greater chance of finding items. Okay. Utilize the corridor to try to get away downward. Flesh out some of these. Look through resources. Just make that inventory and move on then. So, make use of a bedroom here. Actually, hold on. Magnifying glass I requested. You do. Also, won't actually go anywhere here. Libask energizes with bedrooms. We need more bedrooms at home. Okay. So we've read the drafting strategy. Let's... Swimbird was mentioned earlier, so let's see what Swimbird was about. Alright, let's see what's in the attic. better time to play a dangerous game than you're near the end, anyway, your own personal plans. Your metal detector? Okay. 6D. One book. We have one going up each person making the estate. Lockpick head. Will unlock some normal doors. PMS Marigold, April 12th. Thank you so much for giving out the opportunity to consider your illustrated children's book, The Red Prince. I'm also regret that we have come to the conclusion that although the illustrations are wonderful, I don't think the material is a good fit with Ruffington's current catalogue, and therefore will not be pursuing partnership at this time. Provide us with a return envelope, your manuscript will be returned to you, otherwise has been recycled. Thank you for thinking of us here as Ruffington, and do not be discouraged to submit any work you complete in the future. We wish you every success in finding a home for your book, from Miss Yanda's editor. Is the ending too political? Yeah, I don't know how these steps actually get all the way back there. Or... Okay, I do, but it has to be something that will refund steps immediately. Okay. Dining room gives us a possible angle to keep pushing through. Okay. Let's take a moment. See what new things we can discover here. Process. What things can be crafted with all that we've accrued? The rabbit's foot can be combined. Coin purse. Create a lucky purse. Doubles all the coins you find. Compass can be combined with battery pack to create an electromagnet. Amplifier. And let's go ahead and just craft these. Visual drafting. Collect coins and keys when entering overall. Making high sensitivity locks. Yeah, there is. Well, we just to get a magnifying glass and possibly go and see what things we can discover from the dark room. And that's the extent of what we can accomplish presently. Okay. 11:28. And then there was... Memos found in Hartley's room. Well, green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. Ah. That leaves us calling this a day in more than one sense. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this adventure. Hope you've enjoyed this look at blueprints. We will return tomorrow. More. But in the meantime, let us see where we shall go tonight. I'm going to go see if they'll be continuing on for a little bit longer. I'll just sit within the stream for 8 hours, so keep that in mind more for another time. Otherwise, I will send you forward. The school who's going to be playing Limbus Company. You'll give them as much of your affection as you can. We will return tomorrow with more blueprints. But in the meantime, please do all that you can to enjoy the remainder of your evening, and as always, take care and good night.